Check out this beauty right here. This is a predator snail. So it rained last night a whole bunch, and I just went and pulled some weeds because that's the easiest time to pull weeds, right? And I found this snail. Now, this snail will eat the snails that eat your garden. This will not eat your garden. And this is one of the reasons why I don't put out poisons on my garden for the bugs, and I don't use like the slug poisons, any of that kind of stuff, you know. I don't even use diatomaceous earth anymore because I don't want to lose my beneficial bugs. Now, don't get me wrong, I got plants that get eaten like crazy, but I try to overplant so that when they do get eaten, it's not such the end of the world. So, like, look, I got this kale, and I'm pretty sure that's some slug action happening there. So I'm gonna leave this guy in my garden right by there and hope that he or she eats whatever is eating that kale right there. Now, if I turn around and I come onto this side, I have a kale that's thriving. Like, why is this one doing great and the one over there is not? I don't know, something's eating it. But the point I'm trying to make is, if I was poisoning, I would not get one of these friends here, right? And so many other bugs in our garden that are beneficials. So this bed right here, I've got some potatoes that need to get mounded. I've got some super bushy broccoli that haven't put out flower heads yet. I have some peas on their way out. I have an old stalk of a sunflower that I didn't pull last year because my peas enjoyed that to grow up. And look here. Can you see this? Let me see if I can get a good enough view of this. There we go. Oh, I broke it. I'm still leaving it. This is a praying mantis egg. And out of this will come like a bazillion little praying mantis. And they will take over my garden and eat all the pests that are growing in my garden. And that probably won't hatch for about a month. So in the meantime, my garden's gonna take a little hit. But once these guys come out, they are gonna do some marvelous wonders for my garden. Oh, looky here what I just found. So this is one of those snails that's clearly eating my sunflower here. But on that same sunflower is a beneficial bug, a ladybug. So this ladybug is clearly eating something else that's eating this as well. Let me just, before I lose this guy, I'm gonna grab him and give him to my ducks. Just drop it right in their food. Hey guys, Mama's bringing you some yummaliciousness. I'll find that later and eat it. That's one of the real benefits of having ducks. Not to be confused with my geese back there, but the ducks eat a ridiculous amount of pests. And chickens are really well known for that, but ducks can actually do a lot more in the garden than the chickens can. They eat more bugs. Okay, so coming back to this ladybug. So let's say that I had put a whole bunch of poison on this because I saw all of that leaf damage. Then for sure, I'm taking out my beneficial bugs as well. And the next season, this ladybug would not have reproduced to make more and more and more, year after year, season after season, of babies to help protect my garden. So I would rather have a little bit of this year, knowing that next year, that praying mantis, that ladybug, the assassin bugs, all the other bugs are gonna help in the garden. Okay, so here we have praying mantis eggs. Oh, check them out. We're letting these go into the garden. These will eat so many of the non-beneficial pests. So praying mantis need to be spread out because they will actually eat each other. So it's important that you don't keep them close to each other, but they are gonna be so great to have in the garden. Oh, I can see some over here already going. See how tiny it is? Here's another one I just let go. Now this one I don't have a actual bug to show you, but I have a picture. This is a damsel bug. This is also a predator bug. It eats aphids, caterpillars, and other pests. It lives on low-growing, bushy-type plants. And it kind of holds their prey like a praying mantis does with those front arms. This one is a ground beetle. Now, I've seen these for many years and never actually realized until this year that they were a beneficial bug. They eat caterpillars, fly maggots, aphids, and slugs. So now, instead of squishing these guys, I actually keep them around. Here is another one. This one is the Aphid Midge. Now, this one eats over 70 different types of aphids. If you looked at the bottom of a plant covered in aphids, you might actually see these and not realize that you're seeing them because they're very small, like the aphids. But if you sprayed for all your aphids, you might end up killing these. So there's benefits in keeping around some bugs in that garden. Here's a predator we all know about is spiders. This particular one is an orb weaver. Those are the ones that show up in summer with like a giant web that takes over like between two trees or right in a walkway and you smack dab your face right into it. Yeah, spiders are always going to be a benefit in your garden. Of course, you want to make sure that you don't have poisonous ones that are going to bite you in your garden. But we often keep at least one or two in our garden in the summertime because they'll collect bugs in their nests and eat them, like we've all seen. You know, Charlotte's Web. Gotta keep us a little friend. This lovely creature is the parasitic wasp. Now there's many varieties of parasitic wasps. This is just one particular one. But they lay their eggs on pests in our garden. And the eggs will then turn into larvae, and the larvae go into the bodies of the pest and eat the bodies of the pest and then break their way out when they're done eating. So often we'll see them on tomato hornworms, but they can also lay their eggs on squash bugs, stink bugs, aphids, different varieties of beetles. Let me see if I can find you a picture of the tomato hornworm with the eggs on the back. So this is a picture from last year when I pulled out my tomato plants and threw them all in the green bins. This is the hornworm you can see there. And this one does not have the parasitic wasps on it. And now let me show you a picture of the wasps' eggs all over a hornworm. So you can see those little white eggs all over the back. This, my friends, is a really good sign in your garden. If you let those eggs stay on that tomato hornworm, next year, that many eggs will have hatched from this year, and that many more parasitic wasps will be taking out various bugs in your garden. So as hard as it is to see tomato hornworms in your garden, if you find one with the wasps on it, the wasp eggs, figure out a way to let it get eaten alive. Because next year, and the year after, and the year after that, your garden will benefit. This one is a hoverfly. In the adult form, it pollinates flowers, but in the larva form, they eat aphids, scale insects, mealybugs, and thrips. Just thought I'd show this beautiful example of it pollinating. This cluster of bugs might look intimidating if you see it in the garden. You might think, oh, there's a bunch of them. They must be pests. But in fact, they are assassin bugs. There's multiple species of this kind, but I thought I'd get a close-up of just one. These guys eat caterpillars, leafhoppers, aphids, and other bugs. I first saw these on a blackberry bush. They were actually on the blackberry, so I just automatically assumed they were eating the blackberry. So I had to look them up, and it turned out they were just eating the stuff that was eating my blackberries. So I'm really glad that they stuck around, and we got many more blackberries that year. So while these are not the only bugs that are beneficial in the garden that are possible, these are the ones I personally have experienced, and I've seen the benefit of allowing them to live so they can take care of the pests in my garden. And I'm Christy at Sapphire Skies Farm, and this is the balance of the ecosystem that we're trying to create in our own little food forest. It's a work in progress. It's not a perfect food forest yet, but just trying, sorry, that's my toddler, just trying every day to work on doing the best thing for our farm. And I hope this has helped you too. If you like what you've seen here, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And I'm just trying to share the knowledge I have with people who need it. Have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to get outside, get your hands dirty, and enjoy some sunshine. Bye.